Another single tip size for this image, 3M only again. Today, on day 9, we have Fuchsia. And wow, it was super difficult for me to decide on what I wanted to draw. Like, super hard. Like, I was on the fence for an hour before I eventually decided to do... Jellyfish! Sorry, I get really excited about jellyfish. I don't know why. I've done a few pieces of art on this channel with jellyfish, including an acrylic pour and some UV resin stuff. And the acrylic pour is actually what made me think of jellyfish, because in that one the jelly is pink, and it's kind of a similar color to this, so I figured, hey, that'll work here too. Anyway, so I drew the hood and the tentacles, as well as the large central ones, which I learned in the acrylic pour video are called oral arms. Ugh. And then I decided to do this weird white pattern on the hood, because after looking up references of pink jellies, it seemed like some of them have these little light pink and white veins on them. After that, I decided that there was way too much white on this page, so with my variety of black Poscas, mostly the 17K for the largest areas and the brush tip for the smaller ones, I added a black background. I did have to go in with the 3M and 5M black tips to get right up against the pink jellyfish, which was super tedious, but I really like that sharp contrast. It looks like this thing is swimming in like a deep dark black place, and maybe is like bioluminescent or something, which is why you can see it so well. Then I decided to add some pink bubbles in the background because, well, why not? And once I finished throwing paint festively around the background in little dots and circles to accompany the bubbles, I decided that I hated those white markings. They were way too bright. So I colored over them with the fuchsia, which the paper super did not like, by the way, and it ended up pilling and just lifting. It was yuck. I don't recommend putting 5 layers of marker Posca pen down on the paper. It doesn't go very well. Anyway, so I colored over them with the fuchsia, and then I shaded on top of that with the black to suggest that the jellyfish was in some capacity transparent. And then I went over the top of the black again with the fuchsia in small sections and smudging it as I went to try and add some color back to the black areas without actually covering them and making them look like opaque and filled in. This actually worked out a lot better than expected. It gave a really cool effect, and I did really like the sort of transparent look it gave to the pink hood. Last but not least, I went through with a black Posca and added in suggestions of bubbles in the see-through parts. They are very subtle, but I was trying to suggest that there are bubbles behind it that you can sort of see if you squint and turn your head sideways a little, since the jelly is transparent-ish. When I started out with this picture, I was afraid it was going to look stupid or too plain, but I really like how it turned out in the end, especially with that black background and those like sort of transparency effects. Anyway, with that, this is Fuchsia. Check. Done. See you tomorrow for the next one.